It's funny how sometimes the most powerful, most profound wisdom is hidden in the simplest of ideas. Today, we're going to explore one of those. A really cool analogy that compares our whole journey to success with, of all things, digging a well. So, let's dig in. Just let that sink in for a second. Really picture it, an old stone well out in a field. This idea suggests that the quality of the water, its taste, is directly connected to how deep you had to go to get it. But what does that really mean for us? Let's unpack this thing. Okay, so first, let's just stick with the literal side of this whole analogy. Digging a well is hard, right? It's serious work. It takes a ton of effort, persistence. You're literally digging through layers of dirt and rock. And obviously, the deeper you decide to go, the harder that work becomes. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it completely flips the script on what difficulty means. The depth, the very thing that makes the water so hard to get to, is also what makes it so much better. See, as water seeps way down through the earth, it gets naturally filtered, purified. In other words, the struggle to go deeper is the purification process. So, how in the world does this apply to you and me? Well, the well becomes a perfect metaphor for our goals, our dreams. And the digging? That's our journey, isn't it? It's our challenges, our struggles. Now, the original source for this idea uses the Hindi word sangharsh for struggle. And this is so key. It's not just talking about pain or something bad happening to you. It's about that focused effort, the process of overcoming obstacles that in the end creates something of real value. It's the work that gives the final result its meaning. And this just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? Success that just falls in your lap often feels kind of hollow. It's like surface water, easy to get, but it doesn't really quench your thirst. But the success you truly fight for, the one that makes you dig deep, man, that feels earned. It feels permanent. It has this distinct, satisfying flavor to it. So, to put it really simply, every late night you pull, every setback you face, every single moment of doubt, that's you digging your well deeper. It is not a sign that you're failing. It's the necessary, gritty work you have to do to reach the purest, most rewarding success. Which, of course, brings us to the best part, the reward. After all that digging, after all that struggle, what does that success actually feel like? What does it taste like? The journey seems to follow this really clear path. It always kicks off with a desire, that initial goal or wish. That desire then sparks effort. You start doing the work. But effort always needs resistance. And that's the struggle. And listen, this isn't some optional step you can skip. It's a required part of the process that leads you straight to success. So what is it that makes that hard-won success so sweet? It's not just about getting the prize at the end. It's about everything you gained on the way there. It's the wisdom you picked up when things went completely wrong. It's the resilience you built from having to get back up again and again. It's the deep, genuine appreciation you have for the outcome, and it's the incredible story you now get to tell. The struggle itself is what baked all that value in. Okay, so let's make this really personal, because this isn't just some abstract idea. This is a framework that applies to every single one of us. So take a second and think about your own life, your own goals. Think about your own well. Have you ever achieved something that took a massive amount of effort? A really tough project at work, a personal goal, learning a new skill? Really try to remember that feeling when you finally broke through. Wasn't it so much sweeter because of how hard you had to work for it? That distinct, satisfying taste, that is exactly what we are talking about. So look, if you are in the middle of a huge challenge right now, if you feel like you're stuck, you're not making progress, I want you to remember this. You're not stuck. You are simply digging. You are deepening your well to make sure that when you finally taste that success, the reward will be that much sweeter. And that brings us right back to the full, beautiful wisdom of this whole idea. The connection is so direct, so powerful. The depth of your struggle literally determines the sweetness of your success. So the question I want to leave you with is this: how deep are you willing to dig for what you really want?